Mhm. You know, this idea that you can lie about what you do and don't know because you could yeah, so that you could violate the privacy of a personal conversation between myself and another man, yeah, so that somebody could get upset and say, well, what we're going to do is we're going to violate all the laws, right? And then when he tells us that it's against the law, we're going to say he's crazy. Seems to be a big problem with the sheriff. When two people can't have a conversation without somebody else knowing what they're saying, it's a big problem. Now, your noses have been what we've been removing, ooch, for the last, 3 years. Yeah. And knowing what I do know about what I was saying, yeah. See, I realize how I actually talk. Yeah. Profanity or cuss words really is not that often used by me, but I will use them at any point that I think that you need to listen to what I'm saying. Now, your noses are a problem, and that's what they want to remove. The cold noses, the being on one another, ooch. The clones on persons, yeah. The come on, ooch. The whole idea that you in some way have the right to know what I am saying when I'm having a conversation with somebody else. You don't have that right. Now, I know, okay, you decided to use forgeries so as to cover up your crime of experimentation on the population. Uh-huh. And I'm wanting you to remove all your technology today. Now, how you do that, you probably designed it so that it's not removable. Let's say I was to speak to Marilyn and I asked Marilyn, what have you been doing for the last 6 years? Because I thought for sure that there was a bee on Tom Bryant that could hear me say, yes, before the text message, before, that, see, I don't know what other persons know until I can talk to them. It's kind of like me speaking to my sons because you took them from me without any due process. Yes. And then you decided, well, we don't have to enforce the laws of the United States. We don't have to do what we have sworn. We can do whatever we want. Now, these mandatory reporters, yes. Well, let's see here. Law enforcement, that would be inclusive of every police officer, right? Every sheriff, yeah. All FBI agents, poop. The United States Marshal Service, yes. Secret Service, and all of those in Homeland Security that are obligated to enforce the laws of the United States. Now, as I understand the law, yes, yes, yes. Anyone who has reasonable cause to believe that a child has suffered abuse or neglect can, in good faith, yes, not bad faith, ooch, report. If you, the employee, are identified as a mandatory reporter, yes, you are required by law to report your concerns to the local Children's Administration Office or Child Abuse Hotline. Now, you, law enforcement, RCW 2644, do not have it available to you to deny the existence of the laws of the United States. Now, who is required to report child abuse or neglect? I gave you the evidence that my sons are graduating at 19 and a half years old. And you decided that you would not enforce the laws of the United States. Now, how the fuck is it that you think you can do what you're doing? You're required to report child abuse or neglect. Now, I know my son's actual birth dates because I was there. I know they're in the wrong grades. Yes. I know that they've been abused and neglected because this state refuses to enforce child abuse laws. And for each and every one of you that thought, well, we're just going to play this game where we're just going to live in the deception that we've been violating the personal conversations of those that are citizens. I'm thinking that you're not. Isn't that right, Sheriff? Your noses are a problem. Because you've been nosing yourself into the private lives of citizens without warrant, yes, without jurisdiction, yeah, and without authority of law. Poop. Now, I'm going to want a phone call from my sons. I'm going to want you to remove your fraud of a protection order, yes, that the petitioner didn't sign, and I'm going to want you to do it today. Then I'm going to want to speak to that woman, Marilyn Van Proyen, because I could be wrong. I'm going to ask her, would you like to have sex with me? Yes. And if she said no, I'd have to accept her answer because I cannot make any individual do anything against their will. It'd have to be consensual. She'd have to want to do it.